What's going on, guys? Welcome to another impromptu episode of the Air It Out podcast. We got the what's your nickname, Igor?
Mr. Know-It-All, man. You guys got to get that right.
And then we got Stan over here. We got immediate reaction to AB done gone crazy. What do you gentlemen think?
Have you guys seen the video yet of the recorded phone call?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay.
So what do you think about it, Stan?
I think I think he's gone full Britney Spears, bro. And he doesn't want to go full Britney Spears. The dude is just melting down in front of our faces. He can't handle the fame. I don't know what it is, but he finally got a chance to just shut the fuck up, which is all he needs to do. All of this will go away if AB just shuts the fuck up and stops posting. And my man just can't help himself. He got fucking Photoshop remixes of him playing with his kids with a phone call of John Gruden. Honestly, man, fuck AB. I'm done with you, AB. Recording people when you're talking to them on the phone. Fuck out of here.
That's a bitch move. That's a bitch move. First of all, I'd like to say that AB, and wait. Holler to Mr. Know-It-All Nation out there. I got to say thank you for the watches from before, and thank you for the likes and the questions. Anyway, but let me start up with AB, man. AB is the best wide receiver in the league, man. He is unstoppable on crossing routes. He is the best route runner in the league. However, he's got to get his mind right, man. This is the DeMarcus Cousins syndrome, man. This is the problem with people that feel like they have too much power, man. I don't know. There was somebody screaming into his ear and saying, listen, maybe you should go play for the Patriots. And the way to do it is, listen, you got to act up. You got to go all crazy. And then they're going to give up a 7th-round pick so you can play
for the Patriots.
He wants to win a Super Bowl. Well, he won a Super Bowl, but he wants to win more Super Bowls.
He never won a Super Bowl. Number one. Number two.
That was Antonio Holmes.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick will have him suspended after speaking to him on the phone once without being recorded. Get the fuck out of here. He's never going to make it on the Patriots.
Listen, there's got to be a reason for why he's doing this. You have to understand, like, even in his crazy ass mind, there's got to be something.
He can't help himself. It's like compulsive.
Can I just interject for 1 second?
Please.
Did at some point you think something was okay when he showed up to camp in a hot air balloon? Like that wasn't a red flag for you, man?
That's true.
Come on.
Go ahead.
He showed up like freaking Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. Like, he just showed up on a tornado out of nowhere. Come on. You can't take this man seriously. I think he has, in a way, lost it. Like, I really don't think it's CTE. I think he just he's got this fuck it syndrome where he's more concerned with his persona. He's become bigger than a football player, basically. But he's T.O. He's Ocho Cinco. He's no longer a football player.
T.O.'s problems were always on the field related, though. He was just complaining how he wasn't getting enough targets or his quarterback was whack. AB, I don't even know what his issue is. Everyone in Oakland is licking his ass, other than the helmet thing.
Well, look at J.R. Smith, right? J.R. Smith, right? He would come in a Hummer that was like bulletproof, and he would drive that thing around town. Everybody know who J.R. Smith was. Look at all these crazy bastards, what they're doing. You know what I mean?
But this is self-destructive. This isn't just flaunting your wealth.
Sebastian Telfair, right, that lived like 2 blocks away from me, used to carry a gun and like a rocket launcher in his car while driving around. What was the
man,
for that?
If you give me Antonio Brown's money tomorrow, I'm showing up to training camp with a cheetah. I don't give a fuck. That's not the point. But
you have to understand that guys like, for example, JR or Telfair, these aren't AB level players. AB is a Hall of Famer. JR will never sniff the Hall of Fame. These are BC listers trying to look like LeBron. I can understand that in a way. Like, in the grand scheme of, the NBA, they were the not cool guys. Mm-hmm. But AB is the man. I mean, he is primetime. Like, he really is the primetime receiver in our generation. And this is a little crazy to see from a dude that literally is the man to own.
Who would be surprised if he comes out in week 1 and gets 15 receptions and 200 yards on Denver? I don't think anyone of us would.
I wouldn't be surprised at all, but that sort of thing is toxic to a locker room. That puts them that they're not going to win with somebody like that.
They might not win, but he's going to win. And Odell Beckham was the same kind of player, no?
Do you think it's partly the hard knock syndrome, though, where there's additional fame added to it, where a lot of times you really do not see like football players behind the helmets?
I don't think so. This started last year in Pittsburgh.
I think Antonio Brown came from like a small school, from like a small country. He didn't
He
go to
He
big.
did. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was heavy. He had some weird issues also. I think he might have had some character issues. So he was one of those guys. Yeah. No, but like he was one of those guys that kind of wasn't supposed to make it in the NFL. So you could get the
He's a
scrappiness.
smaller dude too. He's not.
Yeah, he went to Central Michigan. To Central Michigan.
Yes.
Yeah. Damn, his 40 was a 4.47. So it's not even that bad. It's not even that great. I mean,
Well, reality about sports is,
It's
you know who
pretty
you know who the fastest wide receiver is?
Darius Hayward
It's
Bay.
easy. No,
no,
49ers. No, Marquise
Gimson.
Goodwin. Marquise
Yes.
Goodwin just won.
Yeah, because he could compete in the Olympics. That dude is so fast. Yeah.
Except the problem is that doesn't necessarily translate into being a good NFL player.
No, it doesn't. No. Yeah.
Like Jerome Bettis couldn't come close to it, but Jerome Bettis, for what he had to do,
Right.
he did well.
Right.
So football is a different animal. It's not a race. But AB's great at getting separation. He is an excellent receiver, but like, I mean, my man done gone crazy. Like, I don't see this working out well.
He needs to stop. It'll be fine if he stops. Just stop posting shit. Stop throwing fuel on the fire. Just shut the fuck up. AB, please shut the fuck up. I know you're watching.
That's hilarious.
Sure, he's not, but you definitely should shut the fuck up. Just bleach the rest of your facial hair.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Show up to every game in a hot air balloon. Show up in a submarine. Who gives a fuck? You're eccentric. You're a millionaire. Just stop antagonizing everybody around you. Stop looking for demons where there aren't any, dude. Just play football. That's all you need to do.
During one of my fantasy drafts, somebody offered me a trade, so I took it. I drafted Mixon, and I took a trade for Evans because I needed a wide receiver. But then while I was making that trade, somebody was like, "I'll give you Antonio Brown," and I didn't renege on that trade. I stuck to it. You know what I mean?
I would much rather have Antonio Brown than Joe.
I would have taken Evans over Brown. If both were the opposite. If they were both available, I would take Evans over Brown.
Sure.
Yeah, so,
but I don't want Mixon.
Yeah, I got rid of Mixon. I don't know. I'm still high on Mixon, but whatever. Point being is that I'm that high on Antonio Brown that had I not taken that trade, had it not been a gentleman's handshake deal, I would have gone and traded for Antonio Brown in a heartbeat.
What do you think the over-under is for games Antonio Brown will play this year?
14.5.
I mean, yeah, with injury, it could happen to anything, but I guess, it's not even that. Say, how many yards will he have? That's a better one.
900.
Yards is tougher. I would put it between 7 and 12. That's the reality of it.
9's a good number.
A number for me would be 13. That's how high I am. I don't think he's going to have, what would he have, 10 touchdowns? No, more last year.
No, 15. 16.
15. Yeah,
Breaking news in 2019 football, John Gruden called Antonio Brown's video awesome.
Oh, I see. Why are we getting...
So all is well. We're good.
How are we getting actual updates about this? This is what the world's come to.
This is 2019, bro. This is
the biggest news right now.
2019. It's happening on Twitter because it sure shit is not happening on the field as we saw last night in what I guess was a football game.
I love that transition. That was a really smooth transition. I was thinking that too.
Pro transition there.
Segues are my bread and butter.
I guess they had a football, so they played football. Oh, it was terrible.
Oh my goodness! I was watching.
Unwatchable.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that it was 7-3. I switched to the U.S. Open, watched the U.S. Open, switched back. It was the fourth quarter, and it was still 7-3. And I was just wondering if I just paused it on my. I have a TV. I don't live in the car, so I was wondering if I
allegedly.
Well, listen, I'm renting a nice kitchen here for a little bit. I got a plant and everything.
Does the family know that you're inside right now, or are they out for dinner?
As you can notice from this vlog, is I'm not as loud as I usually am because I don't want to wake the people up that are currently in the house.
Did you hang up pictures of yourself everywhere and your family just in case the cops come?
I have a whole box with me that just in case that I feel like I hear sirens, I just put shit up real quick.
All right, so back to this freaking game last night.
What a game!
So Tariq Cohen and MVS were the biggest beneficiaries, right?
Allen Robinson had
a good game.
Yards.
A little bit above average.
Oh,
yeah.
Anthony Miller did not have a good game. Started by me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even mad at Anthony Miller. Fuck you, Mitch Trubisky. Fuck are you doing out there?
Well, I mean, go ahead.
No. It's go ahead. Go ahead.
I think the over under and I think was like 47. It was under on the first quarter, under in the second quarter, under in the third quarter, under in the fourth quarter, under in the half, under in the game, and under on both team totals. So it's legitimately, if you were just thinking this game was going to be a low scoring game, you would have cashed yesterday. You would have smoked it
I agree.
because you know what I mean. Like and Green Bay was such an easy pick at plus 145. Not that I would ever not take a Thursday night game because I have a terrible Thursday night record.
I actually have a much better Thursday night record, and if you remember episode 1, this was one of the games that I called.
Did you really good?
Yeah,
that was really,
this was Packers on the road. I had
yes, you did. Yes, you did. I remember.
It's just the kind of game where, personally, to open the season, do you trust veteran leadership of Aaron Rodgers or do you trust Mitch Trubisky?
I don't trust either of them.
I don't trust anybody that. It was the same last year, if you guys remember. Philly, Atlanta was a shit show. It was nobody was ready to play.
Sure, but 2 years before that was KC and Kareem Hunt's breakout game.
That was against New England. You know, when you're playing New England, you got to come correct, though. They should just put New England every. They win the Super Bowl every year anyway. Might as well lead off with them.
Well, they're putting them on Sunday night, I think. Right? Is that Sunday night?
Yeah, the 8:20 game.
Steelers Pats.
That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
so, on that topic, actually, what are you guys thinking week 1? And anyone's got predictions, picks? What's your favorite thing to do on Sunday this week?
So I think I'm gonna lead this one off. So I took my super contest picks this week, and my super contest picks are as follows. I took the Jets, even though the line is 2.5 everywhere, some places, and my super contest line was 3. I still took the Jets. And I like the Jets just because I hate Buffalo. I don't understand what the big hype about them is. And I looked at their depth chart in and out. I rated their players, and now my model spits out that the Jets should be a 6-point favorite. And I agree with my model, so I'm going to go with the Jets there. I also took the Dolphins at plus 6.5. It's going to be the least favorite pick of anyone tomorrow. I think the Ravens are going to be the biggest pick for anyone that's taking. I think
what I've seen like in most survivor pools and things like that, it's really been Seattle and Baltimore, and followed by Philly. So my favorite pick out of those is actually Philly.
Philly for sure.
This Baltimore game could go either way. Like the thing with Miami is, to me, it's like a wounded animal. Like they're playing for nothing, but at the same time, that means that they could just do fucking anything.
Fitzpatrick is the ultimate wild card.
Yes, I'm not betting against Fitzpatrick week 1. That's another thing. Seriously,
he sits magic until he throws a couple interceptions.
That could be in the first quarter, but that could be in week 3.
So I'm going to continue. So like Miami at plus 6.5, I don't see why Baltimore should get that many points. I could totally see them winning by 6 or like by 4 or by 3. It's like totally possible. And even that, Dolphins are at home, so you feel like even though they're going to want to lose 15 games this year, it's a game that they should compete in because it's just game 1. I don't like very heavy favorites in week 1. Following that up, I like the Rams, and the Rams have been going down like crazy. A lot of people have been taking Carolina, jumping on that bandwagon. That line went from 4 to 1.5, and the Super Contest had it locked in at 2.5. I still took it because I just think the Rams are a better overall team. That's my rationale behind it. I like their wide receiver core. I like their offense. I like their defense more. I like both sides of the ball and special teams, and I like all 3 sides of the ball to be better on for LA. And I just don't see Carolina pulling it out, even though they're playing at home.
Cut you off. How do you explain the offensive lull late last year and into the playoffs, and obviously the Super Bowl?
But like I could counter that by saying like, what did Carolina do down the stretch? You know what I mean? And I really don't believe in
Cam Newton was hurt though. That's a very easy excuse. I feel like people are sleeping on Carolina a little bit. Christian McCaffrey, DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel, they have weapons more so, and underrated. North Turner as OC traditionally puts together very solid offenses.
Yeah, so, and also the movement in the line I could definitely explain just simply by the fear of the Cam Newton injury. He got hurt in preseason. There was a bit of a scare because we actually didn't know until about a week ago. Like I own him in a couple of leagues. You weren't sure exactly what his week 1 status was until about 2 or 3 days ago. Actually concisely.
Until Wednesday or Thursday when he practiced fall.
Yeah, like realistically, I do actually think the Rams win. I don't think this is a scenario where Carolina or the Rams kind of run away with it. I do think it's a competitive game, but an over is something I really like in this game. Uh, I think I'm on the Rams side with you, but I really do. I look
Carolina
at
can
this.
cover though.
Yeah,
They're underdogs at home. That's
Yeah, they can lose. They can lose by a point or
to
two,
me,
and they
to
still
me, it's
cover.
a coin toss. Yeah, to me, it's a coin toss. Personally,
Over under is 50, by the way. That's a big over under week
that's
one.
the
it's
second highest of the week, I think, right?
I think second or third. Yeah, I think
Pats and
Kansas City is number
Steelers.
one.
Oh,
No,
is it? No,
Where's
Pats and
Tampa,
Steelers.
San Francisco?
that's 50 and a half. And Kansas City, New England is 49. Houston, New Orleans, that's one of my picks too.
I
That's
would take
52 and a
the
half.
under on New
Ooh.
England. I like that to be a low scoring game.
What was the one that I said it was?
You know,
Oh,
I'm
whatever.
not gonna mess with New England week one. To me, it's a mysterious team. They could lose week one.
Preseason week 5 for New England.
Oh, Kansas City is also 50 and a half. Anyway, so transitioning into it, I like
Yeah,
Houston
your
on
next
Monday night,
Okay.
+7 against the Saints, and
On
that
the road.
yeah,
On
they're
the
on the
road.
road.
That's a good
Okay.
pick. I like that.
Yeah. I like that, and a lot of people are going to be going the other way on this one as well, just because the Saints are usually good in game one. But then if you look in there like historic, because like my model picks up the last 3 years of football, like last year week one they didn't do that well, and as well with Houston doing well in the beginning of the year, and Houston losing running back like Lamar Miller actually helps them in a game like this because they're going. I want them to air it out. I want I want him to Deshaun Watson to open it up.
Well,
That's what I'm hoping for.
generally, losing Lamar Miller is a positive for probably anyone.
Except Lamar Miller.
Basically, yeah.
He's a very high paid runner. And so
yeah, but Duke Johnson and Carlos Hyde could
Yes.
combine for a better running back than
Agreed.
Miller ever could.
Yeah. I just hope that they get stay off the field. Like I hope that their defense could stay off the field because the Saints are potent and they have a very potent offense. And I'm just really hoping that the game just stays close. I don't see Houston winning, even though I bet them to win. But regardless,
Well, that spread is favorable.
yeah, I'm just hoping that it stays within like a reasonable amount of points. Game one for Houston. And my last pick, and this is going to be a very unfavorable pick for most people. I took Cincinnati +9.5 against Seattle in Seattle with all of their guys back. They got 2 monsters defensive linemen.
Except
And-
AJ Green.
And AJ Green is
And-
out.
And
Tyler
they
Boyd is in.
lost 3 offensive linemen. So to me, on the road, this is not with a new head coach, first game. This is not a team I want to
Wait,
mess with.
hold on, guys. I gotta check something. Oh yeah, Andy Dalton is still a ginger, so
Oh.
they win that game.
No soul. I see. Yeah, man. Like,
I saw yeah.
I respect the boldness of going that route, but to me, I can't.
That's too
I
bold.
I don't see it. Like, I really don't see it. Like, if you put a
I
bull,
mean, 9.5 is a big spread. I can technically see them covering, but do you like them to win or to cover?
To cover. I mean, I'm hoping they cover. I don't, you know what I mean? I'm
I
not.
can see that game being close. Seattle doesn't really have an explosive offense. They're more of a ground and pound, keep it tight. So
But-
I can see that game being Seattle by a touchdown.
Yet, I think that Cincinnati has a better chance of winning than Washington. So if I did a couple of survivor polls and I'm taking
I
the
think-
Eagles in all of them.
almost
Yeah.
everyone has a better chance of winning than Washington.
Yeah, Washington has 0 chance to win.
Other than like Miami and Arizona, maybe.
No,
Like-
Arizona could win. We don't
I
know what Arizona is yet. We just assume they're gonna suck. Washington, we know.
All actual historical data points to Arizona having no chance of winning this game. Like I would put it at 10% chance, 10 to 5% chance.
So what are your guys' picks? I want to hear your guys' picks because I just was blabbing for a while. But let's hear you.
Oh, well, actually, Lions are probably my favorite pick of the week. Just because of what it is. It's only a 2.5 point favoritism. I was hoping that when we were recording episode 1, we actually got an almost even money line, and I just historically rookie quarterbacks and rookie coaches stacked on top of that with rookie coach that isn't really a winning coach even in college. It strikes all that combined just really just speaks terrible pick. It just seems like an easy money pick. I could see it going the other way, but it's not worth betting the other way because you're actually not getting great odds at the moment. So I would that's my easy layup of the week. Is just take the Lions. If you can, start Lions offensive players, start Lions in DFS. I think that might be one of the biggest wins of the week.
Nice. That's a very, very bold pick in DFS. Go ahead, Stan. You got something?
I actually like the Colts to cover against the Chargers this week. The line I'm looking at is Chargers -6.5. There
That's right.
is no reason for Chargers to be favored that significantly. They are missing Dervin James on defense. They don't have Melvin Gordon. Keenan Allen has been beat up all year. Phillip Rivers is a year older. And other than the surprising Andrew Luck retirement, everybody on the Colts that was supposed to be there is there. So I could easily see that being a low scoring defensive game. The Colts have a very underrated defense. The Chargers are missing playmakers. I could see the Colts winning that game or at the very least covering that game. Jacoby Brissett will surprise a lot of people this year.
And there's definitely meat on the bone there because the over-under is 45 points. So if the game's 17-13, nobody's going to be shocked in that game. But there's 45 points that I doubt the game goes over as well.
No. I would also take the under on that.
Yeah.
So I also have a couple of bets that I would like if you guys want to take a long shot parlay. I would take Atlanta and the over. They're playing Minnesota. I like Atlanta on the road. Atlanta's plus 170 right now if you take them. And the over is 47.5, which is good because I don't like taking over 50s. But 47, it's actually 47 now. Oh my God, it's 46.5. Sorry, and I took 47.5.
Get it?
Whatever, that's my life. But anyway, regardless, you take that, you get 4.4 to 1. So if you bet like $200, you're getting 880, getting paid out 1080. That's not bad. And the other thing is that if you take some of these like really big underdogs, that the 9.5s, even Washington, I wouldn't mind putting them in a 7-point teaser with like Washington, Philly, and then like throw in Miami. Even I doubt that any of these teams are going to lose by more than 2-3 touchdowns. I just don't see it happening. I really don't see it happening.
I could see the Washington game being a bloodbath.
Sure, but I get what Igor's saying. A lot of times in week one, you will get closer games than you really think because at the end of the day, most
They're
of the
trying.
teams, and they're still healthy. So
I feel like I'm sorry to cut you off, Steve. The
No, you're
weather
good.
is actually an underrated facet here. It's still hot outside. A lot of these teams are not used to playing in the heat, especially Miami, Baltimore. It's going to be humid. It's going to be very hot down there. So I could really see Fitzpatrick showing up with some random goodness week one.
39 is the over-under, which is crazy. I think that's nuts.
One of my favorite actually over-unders this week is also actually Buffalo Jets.
What is that, 38?
No, it was about
40 and a half, 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you kind of spoke earlier that you're not a fan of this game, but to me, I think it's two somewhat unproven defenses other than a few players. A lot of rotation in the roster on the Bills. And the Jets secondary isn't actually that good. The Jets have good safeties, but as far as corners go, linebackers, it's a very beatable team. So I do see this game actually playing out to be about 24-21, 27-20. That sort of a game where
Robbie Anderson scores a touchdown to win the game, and then I'll take it.
Or Josh Allen rushes one in. Who knows, man?
Of course.
How do you think Le'Veon Bell is going to be used?
I think he's going to
or
Tariq Cohen.
No, I could see him 80% of no, not 80. That's actually insane. 65% of carries, 70% of receptions, something like that. He should finish with good points. No, he should finish with good points. Like he'll have all-purpose at least 110.
I can see him having like 8 receptions and like 7-10 carries, and then that's gonna give him like 20 fantasy points because he could score 2 touchdowns. Because he'll score the touchdowns.
Potentially, yeah.
Very
I like Quincy also, actually, sneakily. That's one player that no one owns, no one's starting anywhere, but Quincy has the rapport with Darnold, which everyone thinks Crowder's sliding into a slot spot, and he's shown in preseason a little bit, but the reliability is there with Quincy, and actually, he's a good DFS play, I think, this week.
Yeah. All right. I think that's good. I think that's great, man. Thank you for watching. I love doing this shit.
How do you feel about Antonio Brown? Just one more time. I'm just curious.
Shut the fuck up, Antonio.
Yeah,
please. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, don't use those Twitter fingers for anything but catching the ball.
Somebody needs to lock up Antonio Brown's thumbs until kickoff, and
just just keep him on a hot air balloon till week 1.
Above where he gets service.
Antonio Brown needs thinkers. I'll tell you guys what thinkers are in the next episode.
Oh, perfect. All right, guys. We'll speak to you later.
See ya.
Peace.
Night.
Peace.